today I'm going to be talking to you all about colour theory. So colour theory is basically what gives us a really good understanding of what colours can be mixed together to make more colours, and also what colours actually look good together in a colour palette and that kind of thing. So colour theory is a really useful tool to have in your tool belt. I don't know, to have under your belt, I think, with painting. So I have to admit that I myself took kind of way too long to get my head around colour theory, but now that I finally understand it, it is really quite simple and really, really useful in my work. I don't know how I've gotten this far without understanding it. And the stuff that I'm talking to you about today might seem a little bit, I don't know, basic or simple if perhaps you are someone that already has your head around colour theory. But if you're like me and maybe you were away the day that they were talking about colour theory at school, this video will be really, really useful for you. So today I'm talking about primary colours, secondary colours and tertiary colours. So I'll be showing you all those colours on my page and talking about them in more detail. And don't forget, I've also got a free guide available all about watercolour materials, and I'll link that in the video description. So let's get started. So to start off with, all colours can be mixed from two or more of the three primary colours. So for example, blue and yellow makes green. Blue and red makes purple. Red and yellow makes orange. So these smaller dots represent secondary colours. So we've got the primary colours, which are red, yellow and blue. And then the secondary colours are purple, orange and green. And I always get confused. I think green is a primary colour. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I use it so much and I paint so many leaves, but I will often get confused, but it is definitely not. It is a secondary colour. So keeping this in mind, that means that if you, for example, had only 3 tubes of watercolour paint or 3 colours in a disc, for example, and they were red, yellow and blue, red, yellow, blue, you could mix from them these secondary colours. You don't need a huge tray full of all sorts of different colours. You just need those 3. And as I've mentioned before in my colour control tutorial, which if you haven't watched it, go find it and watch it because it's great and it's got activities. But as I mentioned in that tutorial, you do not need to add white to watercolour paint to lighten it. You just need to add more water. And that colour control tutorial is great because you get to actually, go through it with a hands-on activity and actually see it in practice. So I've talked about primary colours and I've talked about secondary colours, and now I'm going to talk about tertiary colours. You can see here, hold on, let me line it up the same as I had it before. You can see here, it's close enough. You can see here that I have got red, yellow, blue again. My secondary colours are a bit bigger. I've got purple, orange, green. So that's my primary and my secondary colours. Now these smaller dots or blobs, whatever you want to call them, are tertiary colours. So if you were to mix a purple that had more red than blue, so it sits closer to red on the colour wheel, that is going to have a warmer look to it, and it's actually going to be a red purple. Whereas if you mix a purple that has got more blue in it, so it sits closer to blue on the colour wheel, it's a blue purple. And so on. That works the whole way around the colour wheel. So you'll see that a green that is mixed with more blue has a cooler look to it and is a blue-green, whereas a green that is mixed with more yellow has a warmer look and is a yellow-green. And this is extremely helpful for a lot of my painting tutorials and activities because I love to paint leaves. And so if you're wanting to create variety with your leaves, or you're trying to, mix a slightly different green and you're not sure how to achieve it, if you remember this, it will be really, really helpful for you. And obviously it applies to oranges as well. If an orange is mixed with more yellow than red, it's going to be a yellow orange. If it's mixed with more red than yellow, it's a red orange. So I hope that all makes sense to you. I hope it makes more sense to you than it made to me for a long time. And I actually go into this in more depth in my booklet. There's my colour wheel, lots of information. It actually goes across 2 or 3 pages. And my booklet is available for sale on my website, and the link is in my video description. Thanks.